There's our safety personnel down there.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
Yeah, I see it.
What is he gonna do?
Who can tell me what that is? Cannon?
8-inch Columbia
Good
gun?
guess, Ron. Usually, any artillery piece within the confines of a fort is referred to as a gun. Now, if we take this piece outside the fort, you could call it a cannon. But inside the fort, it's a gun. This happens to be an 8-inch Columbiad. It has a range of roughly 2 miles.
Wow.
It will throw a 64-pound solid shot, which is just a hunk of metal. Another round that this piece can fire is what we call a shell. Looks just like a solid shot, but it's got a hole in it, and it's hollow on the inside. We would fill that with black powder, and then plug the hole with a wooden plug. Place a fuse in it. Now the flight time on this piece is about 8 seconds at full range. We would cut that fuse for 7 seconds because we want it to explode before it actually hits the target. That way it rains shards of metal down on the target. That can be quite nasty. A third type of round that this piece can fire is called grape shot. And it consists of 9 2¼ inch balls, 3 on 3 levels each. Its purpose is to take out the rigging of a sailing ship. So say there was a supply ship trying to get by us to go supply the enemy. We would take out the rigging of the ship. They would have one of two things to do. They could either surrender or we'd sink them. They normally choose to surrender. If they surrender, we get what's on the boat. Now, more and more we're getting steamers up the river, and the sailing ships are starting to go away. As the sailing ships go away, so does that round, because that's its only real good use. And then the fourth type of round we can fire out of here is called canister. A coffee can, and it's filled with 1¼ inch diameter balls. Turns this piece into a giant shotgun. It's anti-personnel. Now presently we have about 8,000 prisoners out there. We only have 3 companies, or about 300 men, to watch them. It's not good odds. But you'll see this entire rampart would be loaded with double canister, 2 of those in each gun. If we were to unload on the prison compound all at the same time, 1 prisoner would be lucky to survive. So they're prisoners of war. They know what they're looking at, and they know what canister is. So they stay pretty well behaved. Now, this is the gun crew. This particular gun can operate on a have names. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And the fellow standing up there, that's the gunner. Now normally he's a gunnery sergeant, but the captain here has come up through the ranks. He started out with the artillery, so every once in a while we'll indulge him and let him fire the piece.
Get ready.
Yeah.
That's detail.
Take the components. Your mind went blank.
Take it.
He hands out the different pieces of equipment, the different positions we use. Here's the gunner pouch. It contains the auger for the vent if the vent should get jammed, then the vent pick, and the sight bubble, and various other things. What he's doing there is he's picking out top dead center of that circumference with that level. And if there's probably chalk markers there, but he'll make a chalk mark if there's not one there. They do the same thing on the muzzle. So he has a direct line sight, top dead center sight to aim the piece.
It's secure. Search piece.
He's covering the vent with, on his finger is a leather called a finger stall, and it's damp. Makes a nice, tight interface to that vent. Cuts off an oxygen supply. They're searching the piece now to make sure that the breech is clear of any debris or what have you.
Load by detail. Load.
Command load by detail means don't do anything without an order. It's like a training command. We use it for demonstration purposes. They're sponging the end of the piece. The powder, which on this piece is 10 to 15 pounds, depending on what we're firing, the powder comes wrapped in wool. Because wool doesn't burn, but it'll smolder. No one's smoldering embers back there and loading 10 pounds of powder in there. So the wet sponge will extinguish that as well as help pull them out. Now they ram the powder. There's no powder in there at this point. This is a demonstration only. We will fire again, but it will be under a different order. And they rammed the load down there. The good captain didn't indicate in the command what the load was. By default, it's solid shot. They're sweeping the front of the gun in case any bits of powder has fallen down onto it. They don't want any surprises.
Point.
Notice he did not take his finger off the vent until everybody was behind that muzzle. They're pointing the piece and, in essence, aiming it. Traverse left or right. The fellow in the back will raise or lower the muzzle, depending on the command of the
Ready.
officer. Ready command means he's satisfied with the aiming of the piece. Now he's going down there and picking a nice big hole in that powder bag. He wiped his hand. He's looking for a black mark. Now, of course, now there's not going to be one there. But if there was powder in there, and there was, he'd want to see a black mark. If he didn't see it, he'd pick it again. So that means he didn't hit the powder. The friction primer was a blue tube filled with fulminated mercury. The wire pulling out of it will cause friction, igniting the fulminated mercury, sending a flame down into the powder charge, discharging the piece. Now, at this point, if you don't like, this is only a primer. This isn't the real shot. You can shoot it if you want. If you don't like sharp noises, it sounds like a giant cap gun, you might want to cover your ears. But like I said, it's not bad. We do this to actually demonstrate on how the piece was loaded. When we handle real powder, taking my hat off for a minute, the state will not allow us to do it in that manner. They figure it's unsafe, and I'll explain the difference when they go through it.
Firing make ready! Gun 137. Fire!
Whoa.
Now they won't immediately, there's no order to fire again yet. So we'll start swabbing the end and preparing the piece for
Load for
start.
action. Load.
Order load for action was given.